Oppenheimer is the biographical thriller film written and directed by none other than Christopher Nolan. You may have heard of him. He wrote the Dark Knight trilogy, Inception, Interstellar, and Dunkirk, among many others I didn't mention. This movie stars Cillian Murphy, who's been in many other Nolan films, such as Batman Begins, Inception, Dunkirk, and a few others. This movie's supporting cast is just as good as its lead, with Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr., Emily Blunt, and Florence Pugh, some of the main ones. This movie's different from most biopics. As expected, you're not going to get some bullshit from Christopher Nolan, who's one of the absolute best filmmakers we have going right now. This movie is truly the examination of one man, Oppenheimer, who is a physicist who changed the course of history and spearheaded the creation of the atomic bomb that changed our world forever. This movie is horrifying, it is really good, and it will leave you in shambles. I'm not kidding when I say I literally drove home in silence thinking about this movie. I should be allowed to miss work tomorrow. That's how shocking and disturbing at times that this movie truly is. And I'm not kidding when I say this. I think this is one of the most important movies that I've ever seen, for reasons that you'll know when you see it. Like it says in the title, this review will be spoiler-free, so let's start breaking down the characters. Cillian Murphy is incredible. This movie is on him the entire time. There's almost no scenes without him. He is carrying this movie emotionally, and we are on this journey with him, feeling every single thing that he's feeling as we go through. In his life, he had incredible accomplishments, but like most human beings, he was also fundamentally flawed, and you see that through the entire film. Seriously, this movie is 3 hours long, and Cillian Murphy is on the screen for most of it, and you forget it is that long because you are so captivated by this man. I don't have enough words to say about how brilliant of an actor he is. Ladies and gentlemen, clear a space on your mantle. Cillian Murphy needs to win the Oscar for this movie. He is unbelievable. It's crazy to be so amazing at acting that you actually forget about the other powerhouses that are surrounding him in this movie. Emily Blunt, who plays Kitty Oppenheimer, J. Robert Oppenheimer's wife, is, as expected, putting on a masterclass performance. Every time Emily Blunt speaks or even makes a facial expression, her emotion is bleeding through the screen, and you cannot help to just be captivated by her performance. We see Matt Damon take on the character of Major General Leslie Groves, and he also, with his other cast members, has a standout performance. The performances in this movie were so good that you almost don't even know where to rank Matt Damon's, but his chemistry with Cillian Murphy was perfect. Matt Damon's character doesn't have that scientific background, so through him, we're able to almost learn what is going on in the movie, and he plays sort of the perfect third-party character that helps us as we navigate our way through. It is always amazing to see Robert Downey Jr. back on the big screen in one of the biggest movies he's been in a long time. And let me tell you, he brings it. We all know he was born to play Tony Stark, but you almost don't even recognize him at times playing Louis Strauss. It is just seamless. It is once again perfect casting by Christopher Nolan and his casting director that he's had with him for almost all of his movies. Robert Downey Jr. absolutely shines. Florence Pugh also contributes an incredible supporting performance as Jean Tatlock, another woman in the life of J. Robert Oppenheimer. She isn't in much of the movie as it truly is carried by Cillian Murphy, but when she is on screen, she is captivating and brilliant. That is your main supporting cast around Cillian Murphy, but there is a laundry list of other actors that make an appearance in this movie and crush it. And I will leave that up to you to see for the complete shock effect that I had about 15 different times throughout this movie. I highly suggest you go and watch this movie in IMAX like I did, and you will have one of the most incredible theater experiences ever. I'm not kidding when I say this. someone literally threw up during the movie. They were throwing up everywhere, and they didn't leave. And that's about the perfect way to describe how this movie made everybody feel. My stomach was literally turning. I felt horrible. I felt blown away by what I was seeing. And that's why I said earlier that this is one of the most important movies I think that I've ever seen, because it truly shows you how horrific these events were. The roller coaster of emotions that you are going to feel through this movie, I cannot describe with words. You are literally racing towards a moment that is absolutely horrific in our history, and that changed the course of the world forever. You are living these moments through the eyes of J. Robert Oppenheimer, who is the father of the atomic bomb and set all of this in motion. And it is absolutely and utterly insane to watch. Christopher Nolan truly is one of the best, if not the best, filmmaker of our time. Every single movie he's ever made has been incredible. And this truly feels like the most important one of all, which is so crazy to say, but I truly feel that way in my heart. I truly warn you going in, as beautiful as these films always are that Christopher Nolan makes, this one truly is horrifying. I really did drive home in complete silence. I should be allowed to miss work for the next week, and it will change the way you think. It will alter your brain chemistry. And I think it's important for every person in the world to sit down and for 3 hours watch this movie and feel every moment of it. You will not regret it. You will be a bit horrified. That wasn't a joke when I said someone threw up. Someone literally threw the fuck up like 3 times behind us and didn't leave. If I threw up during the movie, I probably wouldn't have left either. But I've never been in a movie theater where someone's thrown up a bunch of times and stayed. Anyway, those are my thoughts on Oppenheimer. Oscars, clear the way for Cillian Murphy for Best Actor. Oscars, clear the way for Supporting Actor nominations for Robert Downey Jr. and Emily Blunt. Now. I love you all. Peace out.